When somebody has that realization that, okay, I need to be better with my money, I want to become wealthy, I want to have this financial freedom, the first thing that everybody goes through is you go through the saving phase because you realize that, hey, I need to have some extra cash. And one of the most accessible ways to have some extra cash is to stop giving all your cash away. So now what you do is you enter the saving phase. You want to know, how do you save the most money possible? You become a penny pincher. You stop going out to Starbucks. You stop buying nice things. You stop going on vacations. And this is where the majority of people get stuck. They assume that you have to keep doing this forever if you want to become wealthy. They become penny pinchers and couponers for the rest of their life, and they never want to spend a penny because they want to become wealthy. But the reality is you will never become wealthy just by saving your money, because there's a limit to how much money that you can save. If you make $50,000 a year and you are saving 50% of your income, well, now you're saving and putting inside $20,000 and you're spending $20,000. If you want to be even more aggressive, maybe you can save and put aside $25,000 and you're living off of $15,000. Maybe you can live off of just $10,000 and you can save $30,000. But there's a limit to how much you can save. But there's no limit to how much you can grow. And this is where now you got to go to the next phase. You have to know how to live below your means. If you do not know how to live below your means, if you do not know how to save your money the right way, if you do not know how to spend your money here, you will never be able to become wealthy. Because if you're able to grow your income to $1 million a year and you don't know how to manage this money, well, you're not going to stay wealthy for very long. So you got to understand how to live below your means. This is the first stage of becoming wealthy. The second thing, and very few people come to here, is you need to know how to grow your money. How do you now grow the pie? Here you're thinking, okay, I'm making $50,000 a year. How much can I put aside to start building my wealth? Here you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I go from 50,000 to $500,000? Or how do I go from 50,000 to 5 million? You're trying to grow now. So you're looking for ways to invest your money. You're looking for ways for you to increase your income. You're looking for ways to grow the money that you have. That way you have more money. That way you have the cash to invest into things that are going to pay you with passive cash flow. That way you can have this sort of financial freedom. Once you get here, you're going to still be making a lot of financial sacrifices, because what you're going to realize is, hey, this making money thing is kind of fun. You're seeing how you can grow your money, and you're gonna wanna grow your money as fast as possible. So you're gonna be taking every extra penny that you have and you're gonna wanna put it here. But eventually, you're gonna get to the point where you're gonna say, all right, I need to know how to spend my money. How do I get my time back? How do I spend my money in a way that's going to benefit me in the most possible ways? How do I get to live my life the way I want while continuing to generate this passive income? This is where now you have to know how to spend. Very few people actually make it to this stage. Most people get stuck here. They just start becoming a couponer, they start saving pennies, but then they never realize that a penny saved is just a penny, and then they never make it here. Then some people start growing their money and they realize, hey, this is cool. I'm starting to grow my wealth. But this is where you hear of people who die with millions of dollars but never had the opportunity to actually enjoy their money because they didn't know how to spend their money. So you want to understand this and then move here and then move here. Once you start to develop that wealth, you need to know how to spend your money in a way that's going to benefit you in the most ways possible. How do you buy your time back? How do you buy the most value in your life? And how do you start enjoying your life and enjoying the money and the wealth that you work so hard to build? Now you can start buying the liabilities. Now you can start buying the nice cars. Now you can start buying the nice clothes without worrying about it. But you need to know how to spend your money the right way, because you don't want to just blow all your money, because now you're going to end up broke again. And you don't want to spend no money, because why did you work so hard to earn this money? So you need to know how to spend, you need to know how to give, and you need to know how to manage your wealth once you get to here. This goes back to what I was talking about earlier. See, what most people do is they make this much money and this is their expenses, and they say, okay, I want to become wealthy, so I need some extra cash. So how can I squeeze my expenses down to here? So now I have only this many expenses and I can take this extra cash and invest it. But what I want you to understand is, yeah, you got to know how to do that. But the second thing you got to do is you need to know, how do I take this income and grow it to here? Now, you can have even more expenses, but you have so much more money that you can put towards your investments, because now you're working on growing the pie instead of just trying to figure out how to squeeze another penny out of the pie. One of the things that I like to say is that a penny saved is just a penny. So you got to understand that pinching pennies has its purpose. You got to know how to live below your means, but you got to think bigger than that. You need to have this growth mindset. You need to know how to grow the pie. And the reason why this is hard for so many people is because it requires you to think different, and it requires you to spend money. Like one of the things that we do at our business here at Minority Mindset is we're always trying to think about how can we increase our expenses. The reason being is our goal is to increase our expenses so we can increase our income. When I talk to my friends who are newer real estate investors about real estate, one of the biggest issues that all of them have is why should I be paying a property management company $100 a month to manage this property when there's really not that much work? The tenant pays rent every single month, and yeah, you got to pay a property tax bill and you got to make sure that the tenant pays, but what's the big deal? Why can't I just keep this money in my pocket? And then when we're hanging out on Saturday evening, they get a call from their tenant saying, hey, something's wrong with the toilet, or hey, the shower is leaking, and now my friend has to go out and they have to call their contractor. The contractor has to go to the property. The contractor is going to say, hey, it's going to cost me $350 to pay for this. Now you're going to say, oh, can you do it for $300? Now you got to deal with the contractor. The contractor is going to have to work with you as the owner to make sure that the job gets done. The tenant's going to be calling you, yelling at you because they're not happy about the time that the contractor went out there. Your tenant forgot to pay the water bill, so now you are the one that's getting the letter from the city, and you have to pay the city this back water bill if the tenant doesn't pay. And if the tenant doesn't pay his rent, now you're the one that has to deal with the eviction process. Or you can hire a property management company, pay them a little bit of money every single month because they'll just take a percentage of whatever rental income that you're getting, and you can do none of that. And you can let the property management company deal with the headache, make sure you're getting paid because they're experts at that. If you are a new real estate investor, you don't know the ins and outs of dealing with tenants. You don't know the ins and outs of dealing with contractors. You don't know the ins and outs of dealing with cities. And if this is what they do full time every single day, all day, you might as well pay them a little bit. That way you get their expertise, and now you got your time back, and now you can use your time to invest in more properties and to grow your portfolio. Yeah, you got to increase your expenses every time you buy more properties because now you have to pay them to manage more properties, but your goal is this. You're trying to grow the pie rather than just trying to squeeze a few pennies out of the pie. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.